Map where it's much more dangerous to do things like go hatch first. Maybe, just maybe, that's why Sin chose this map.
We'll see. Well, if anything, if Zenio, the stuff that Zenio did on Antigua, man, that could potentially work very well on the Dual side. This super wide open natural way, which you can attack from 2 directions, might help a little bit. But making predictions in this series, in this ZVZ series we've seen between these 2 guys, that seems almost like an impossible thing to do. You're just kind of asking, like, please let me be wrong.
Yeah.
Please let me make foolish predictions.
I feel the same way, man. I really do.
I had a tickle in my nose. That felt really weird.
Sin versus Zenio. What a great series this has been. One of the most fun games, one of the most fun best of 5s I've ever had the privilege of casting. And these guys really pulling out all the stops, hanging in there by their fingernails, by their teeth, and just refusing to lose. Zenio this time changing it up in a big way. Gas first.
Gas first indeed for Zenio. No more hatch first for him. Sen going for his standard build so far, unless he's going to drop the extractor before the hatchery as well. We'll see. Maybe Sen is going to be a little bit more cautious as soon as he's going to spot with his Overlord that Zenio did not go hatch first this time. I'm surprised, by the way, man, that neither of these 2 guys is scouting with their drone in Game 5 in a series like this. A series that has literally been going on for almost 2 hours for these guys. I can only imagine that you wouldn't drone scout in Game 5 on the smallest mob there is out there. Don't you think that your opponent would be crazy enough to go for that early pull?
Well, I mean, it's something that you have to be aware of. Sin's going to be okay, though, because Zenio opening with 14 gas, 14 spawning pool. What is Zenio's follow-up going to be? Will it just be a normal speedling expand, or is he going to try to do something crazy with some heavy Ling-Baneling aggression? We're going to have to just wait and see. Sin going to go ahead and make 2 Lings and send them across the map and try and see what's coming.
This is not the last series of the day yet. After this, guys, we're gonna have one more best of 5, and after that we can finally present you the real playoff bracket, so you will know the 8 matchups which we are going to display to you guys in the upcoming days already, I believe, right? Yeah, that's tomorrow even, and the day after, and then we will finally know our final 8. So guys, as soon as this is over, stick around with the Maga versus Gonzi, and after that we can finally present you our full playoff bracket. I can't wait to see it, man. I'm really curious. I can't wait to gamble on it.
Zenio is going to be going with that expansion. He mined 100 gas, pulled 2 guys off, left 1 guy on, so he'll be able to get some defensive Banelings if he feels the need to do so. Sin, meanwhile, just doing the exact same build. The only deviation is that he built his first Spine Crawler up in his main base. I think that's a great choice, given what he's playing against.
Wow, look at that Hero Ling, man. He was like hitting the Yellow Ling while he only has 1 HP. Then you're a real baller.
Goes down fighting, man. It's the mark of a champion.
Sen's expand is a little quicker than the one of Zenio, and he's gonna get 2 Spine Crawlers. Sen is worried, Sen, you have to be worried once you're up 2-0. Now we do see that Baning is going down for Zenio as well. I'm not sure if Sen actually had a good... Yeah, he probably did see the extractor, and he could probably see that Zenio mined more gas than he actually did. I believe Zenio pulled the drones off gas to pretend like, hey, don't worry, man, nothing funky. I just kind of mined a little bit too much gas. But Zenio ain't falling for this. I mean, Sen ain't falling for this. He knows that Zenio will most likely go back to mining gas as soon as those drones, as soon as those Zerglings fell. And Zenio is going to try to do something with Banelings, because that's definitely how it looks right now.
Yeah, Sin's playing super safe, even adding a 3rd Spine Crawler. Maybe overly safe. If we look at the income tab, we can see that Zenio's actually overtaken him in the drone count.
He is
in the midst of this.
Yeah, Zenio's actually droning up a lot right now. Maybe, obviously, why would you try to Baneling bust 3 Spine Crawlers? But I do think it was Zenio's original idea to go for it. Don't you think so?
Yeah, definitely a possibility. He didn't make that many Lings. You can't really go for a Baneling bust with 8 Zerglings. But,
oh, yes, you can. The Rotty bust. You remember whenever I played against Terrence? There was a time when I played quite a bit of Zerg, and my Zerg actually got pretty decent on ladder, and I started playing against, well, let's say...
a couple Banelings going to try, but Sin is being very, very aware and pulls all of his drones, doesn't take any real damage.
For a second I thought those Banelings were from Sen, that's why I didn't really pay attention. Never mind.
A couple more Lings are going to poke out from Zenio, so maybe he is intent on a little bit more aggression. Rotorin down for Sin. Sin doesn't have a Baneling nest, and that's a little bit dangerous. He also canceled the 3rd Spine Crawler, which is also a little bit dangerous.
Zenio does quite a few Lings right now, Ben. Quite a few Lings making their way over to the other side of the map. But with 2 Spine Crawlers, Sen should be fine. He's going to lose a little bit of mining time. He's probably going to end up losing a drone or 2 in the process. But yeah, I guess that was quite okay for Sen, because obviously there was a lot of larva from Zenio, which could have potentially been drones.
It's so crazy to me that that Zenio can make this many Zerglings, only kill a single drone, and still have a worker lead. 34 drones to 30, and it's awesome and it's cool, but it really, I've often scratched my head and said, how the hell is it possible that a speedling opening can get ahead like this?
Sen is the one who's not attacking this time. Zenio's going up to layer. This seems to be like a copy of our previous game. And Sen with 2 spine crawlers. Why would you ever think that someone with 2 spine crawlers and 2 queen at this ramp is going to try to do something aggressive of just these 2 bays, of these amount of drones? But that definitely seems to be the case. More overlords in production. Sen is going to go all in, Ben.
Zenio, though, his lings were there. Did he see the roaches? I don't know if he did. He really needs to poke in right now
as well, but I think this time it's not, well, it's going to be really sick. It's a little bit quicker than on Antigua.
Man, Zenio has no vision of this. Does he know this is coming? He is making roaches.
The Overseer.
Okay, now the Overseer definitely sees it, so it all comes down to this.
Spine crawler Zenio. Zenio has no money. He's spending all the money that he potentially has. This sick series, man, this sick best of 5 is going to come down to this push of Sen.
All builds up to this moment. Sen on the creep of Zenio. There are queens, there are Zerglings, there are roaches, and this is going to be a very difficult hold for Zenio, but the supplies are very close. Zerglings coming down. Sen just is being so careful to focus the banelings, but don't run into banelings. Sen is such a critical moment in this game. 71 supply to 64. Zenio trying so desperately hard to hang on to this game. Drone's going to come out. Roaches fighting together. A very close hold. Zenio is doing a good job. He's kept all of his drones alive.
Starting to get really close. These roaches for Sen are going to fall as well. And Zenio is actually going to hold.
Zenio is going to hold. He's going to come out of it with a worker lead and with a major tech advantage. He's going to have an upgrade lead. He's going to have roach speed, and Sen is in a lot of trouble now. Beautiful defense by Zenio, just barely hangs on.
And now Zenio's the player with roach speed.
What is this? What is this? Look at this queen. What? That's Sen's queen. What is she doing?
She wants to join in the action. Ben, Sen is in a world of trouble. The player who managed to go to the semi-final 2 seasons on the row in the NASL is now on the verge of elimination. This is actually one of the craziest comebacks I've ever seen. How did Zenio hold that?
It was just perfect control. He used his drones very effectively, and he lost
Sen split up his army too much.
Workers.
Don't you feel?
Yeah, because there's like 4 roaches in the back fighting queens. That's a very real possibility. Zenio's follow-up is going to be a push with burrow and roaches, and I don't know if Sen can possibly stop such a thing, because he's not going to have lair, he's not going to have detection, he's not going to have very many units.
He's playing so impressive right now. Sen did overtake him in the worker lead, but Zenio, of course, has the tech advantage. He has more roaches than Sen now as well, and he has speed roaches. Good luck dealing with those.
Speed roaches, and he's about to have burrow. He's got +1. He's working on +2. Zerglings are going to die very fast. It's impossible to engage back here in the minerals. And Sen, who's played such a brilliant series, he was up 2-0, and he's in such a difficult spot right here. If he holds, he's got a third base.
He's actually going to trap all these roaches, and he's going to be able to pick off these roaches. And I don't think that Zenio killed all that much. He killed a few Zerglings. Yes, he killed maybe a
5 drones. He has 48 drones to 39, and he still has that tech lead, but Sen's up a base.
The problem is Zenio still has roach speed. The roach speed just now starting for Sen, and as you mentioned, the massive upgrade advantage for Zenio as well. +1 is ready, +2 is on the way, and +1 is just starting for Sen. So by the time Sen is going to get +1, Zenio will have +2. Army supply, Zenio is ahead. Worker-wise, Zenio is ahead. Yes, Sen has a base more, but that's literally the only thing that he has more.
Really, really tough spot to be in, but Sen is still hanging on, Kev. He knows that that this is it. It all comes down to this moment. Sen going to try and engage. Zenio wants to deny this hatch. He knows it's the only advantage that Sen has. But there's just too many roaches right now, and Zenio can't engage that in spite of his tech lead, in spite of his upgrade advantage. Queens are going to take some heavy damage. 1 queen falls. Good pick off there by Zenio. And
Zenio dropping his own third hatch now as well.
Sen is just
still
hanging in there as well as he can. It's 23 roaches to 19, and Zenio is going to go ahead and take this fight.
I'm not sure if Zenio really should take this fight. Yes,
the burrow swings it. There is no overseer. Sen's going to morph one, and it's pretty close.
Actually, Ben, with all the reinforcements from Sen, I think Sen will be able to kill a lot of roaches here from Zenio. Will Sen actually be able to turn this around again?
Maybe he will. Overseer shows up, and now these roaches are going to try to pick off another queen, but more reinforcements streaming and some infestors coming forward. But Sen sees it. He's going to get a good shot off on the infestor, forcing a fungal. Doesn't pick it off, though. 115 supply to 112. Upgrade advantage is infestor. favor of Zenio, but Sin right now seems to have a tempo lead.
Massive fungal right there by Zenio, but still way more roaches for Sen over here. If Sen is able to pick off all these roaches and maybe pick off the infestors.
Oh, he's going to get a few more kills, but I feel like Zenio can get away. Sin needs to be careful not to overextend, because if he comes into reinforcements, he's going to lose all these units, and he realizes that he backs off.
And Sen only has one queen left as well. I really think he has to rebuild the queen. He is on 3 hatches. That is nice, but one queen. Well, okay, he's using the queen to infuse.
These guys going to avoid each other. Zenio going to be caught in an awkward position. Sees a roach, but is going to have his natural really come under some heavy fire. Natural hatchery going to take some damage. Queen's going to go down. Zenio turns around while he's in the middle of the map. A little bit of indecision. Oh, Hatch is going to fall. Sin's immediately going to go over to the third base. Zenio's a little bit late to the party.
Oh, fungal.
Oh, wow. Burrow misclick, I think, and the roaches are going to come in and force another big engagement. Fungals have not gone down. Zenio doesn't have enough units, and Sin is actually going to do this. This is unbelievable. So many units for Sin, so many units for Zenio. Sin is not able to end that fight. He does back off again, but he's creating a very real advantage for himself. 3 bases to 2. He is going to go ahead and retreat back to his side of the map, where he's got more units popping out.
If we learned one thing, man, that this ain't over till it's really over. Zenio has Burrow. Zenio has +2. Sen just starting +2. And Zenio has an infestation pit. I don't think that Sen has one. And Zenio, despite losing the heads, he didn't lose drones. It's insane that Sen is suddenly in such great shape. But if Sen can make the comeback, Zenio can probably do the exact same thing.
You've said it so well continually throughout the series, Kev. Zenio, or well, we can say it of Zenio too, but Sen just never dies. Zenio proving a little bit of the same, loses that hatchery, but he's still hanging in there.
That's a great title for the new James Bond movie. And I would love to see Sen playing James Bond.
Somebody meme that right now. Zenio going to go ahead and push out. He's got tunneling claws now, but he's going to be attacking into a very, very large supply disparity, 142 to 124. Sin's got 45 roaches against 30. And he's also got +2, Kev, right? No, he doesn't. He's working on +2. +2's halfway done.
It's taking a while. That's the advantage Zenio still has, but the army supply for Sen is just so much bigger right now. But infestors, well, 2 infestors can really overcome 11 roaches.
All about the engagement. Sin's got to be very careful not to be too clumped up.
What do you rather have, man? +2, 11 roaches? Or I mean,
I don't know. I just don't know. It all depends.
Ooh, careful, Sin.
It all depends on the engagement. There's one fungal. I don't think it was a good one, though, because it doesn't catch that many roaches, and Sin's going to give chase. He can kill an infestor, and he does. He can kill another infestor, and he does, and he's going to continue to push forward. Zenio has no choice but to disengage completely from this fight. He's going to fall back all the way to his natural Sin. 170 supply against 144 of Zenio. And still such a tense moment, but is it possible? Can Zenio possibly stop this army of Sin? Looks like he's just going to trade. No, indecision again. He comes back as Sin bears down on the third base. Drone's going to fall. This could be it, Kev. Roach is going to push up into the natural. Zenio is going to try to mount a defense. He's got Burrow, but that's all he's got.
Oh, look at the positioning of Sen. And Sen is going to get +2 as well. Zenio is going to try to make a final hold with his few roaches, but actually, it's starting to get closer and closer again. Well,
it's too much of a disadvantage. Sin at 180 supply. There's no infestors, more roaches, equal upgrades. Great fungal goes down, but another great fungal goes down, and there's a huge concave now for Zenio, and he just backs up just a little bit. But Sin focusing down the hatchery.
Zenio coming now as well.
On just one hatch, roaches and drones, but it doesn't matter. Sin can just back off. He can disengage. He doesn't have to fight.
Yeah, but Sen lost a ton of drones to a couple of burrowed roaches from Zenio, which has been active. 2 roaches over here as well, 5 and 6 kills. Sen lost really a lot as well. Yes, Sen still has this hatch, but Zenio is going to try to counter right now, and Sen doesn't see it coming yet.
Oh, Zenio one last desperation counter, but he's down 40 army supply, Kev. Sin has 3 hatcheries that he can produce off of. Zenio has 1 massive larva disadvantage. I want to say that it's possible, but it just looks so utterly impossible. Here we go. Zenio, the final fight. He is going to push forward. Lots of burrowed roaches. Unburrow. It's a trap. Sin with a great engagement completely surrounding Zenio's forces. Every roach is fighting. More reinforcements popping out. Zenio's supply is plummeting, and somehow, some way, Sin has battled back from an impossible situation, pushing Zenio once again all the way back to his natural, where Zenio will try to mount one last defense. but it will not matter. 160 supply to 80. GG comes out. Sin wins 3-2. Sin will be at our finals, well, at least in the playoffs, 3 seasons in a row. He's got to win one more game to get to the finals.
Ooh, wow.
But incredible play by Sin. Best ZVZ series I have ever seen, I have ever casted. One of the best showdowns of Starcraft that has ever been. Beautiful play on both sides. Very well played by Zenio. Just slightly better played by Sin. Incredible Starcraft.
That was the only way to end this series. We saw 3 amazing games. Then we had Antigua, which finally was a normal game again, a standard high-level game with good execution. And then you see game 5 and you think it's the same thing is happening again. Zenio makes a fantastic hold, which you thought was impossible. Somehow he defends. And then you think that Sen is dead, and then you think Sen is out of it. You think Zenio has completed the comeback. And then somehow, some way, Sen with less army, inferior upgrades, and no road speed, somehow is able to defend 3 braces and turns it around and wins, and no infestors.
Man, I don't know.
Carry me away.
It was just incredible. Kev, Sin advances over Zenio 3-2. Alive advanced over Polt 3-2. Rhett advanced over Thorzane 3-2.
Alive Polt was 3-1.
No, don't correct me. We'll say it was 3-2, and people will believe it because all the games have been so amazing all day long. Ganzi versus Damaga is coming up next. Our final best of 5 of the day. It's guaranteed to be just as epic as these last 3 series have been. Don't go anywhere. More StarCraft action from the NASL coming at you after this.